I believe we are live. Welcome, everyone, to another session, to another Inside Timer Live. Please, at the beginning, say hello and extend your welcomes. Say where you come from and what is your intention behind this session. Also, I attached a list of syllables that you can use in a creative way to create your own mantra. I'll be talking about it more in a second, so please take your time. But most importantly, hello to everyone. I see so many friends. Caroline is here, Jay, Robin, Tracy, Max, Thorodream, Christina, Sharon, wonderful. Amanda, hello Amanda, Yvonne, please, Katie. Hello, wonderful to see you here, all my friends. So good to be with you here. So the topic of today's session is how to center yourself with mantra. And I'll be talking about it in a brief intro. But before that happens, I just want you to make yourself feel comfortable and introduce yourself and just settle the stage for this session. I'm always very grateful for your presence, for all your comments and everything, all the messages that you send me. And I think I want to say that at the very beginning, that obviously I'm here for you and I'm here to serve. And that cannot happen without your presence and without your kind ear. So thank you so much. I also want to thank you to Inside Timer for making these sessions possible and helping me to spread my work and spread my teachings for the benefit of everyone here. In terms of technical things, if you wish to see this session on full screen, you might switch your device from from portrait to landscape, and that will, I think, particularly on your phone, will switch this session to a full mode. And always feel free to ask me questions during this session, but I'll ask you to keep the burning important questions until the end of the intro, when I'll be able to check them all and answer all your questions. Hello, Eva. Eva extends her Polish hellos, which is cześć. Hello, cześć, Eva. Hello, Nima. Good to see you all here. I might as well start right now. The topic of today's session is, as you can see in the title, how to center your mind with mantra. And this is something that has been close to my heart for quite some time, because of the struggle that I constantly have with working with my busy mind. It happens that as a scientist and as a perfectionist, my mind is particularly active, and I'm always looking, trying to be aware of my thoughts, but also looking for the ways to help myself to quiet the mind and to be at peace with all the thoughts, all the inner chatter that happens. And it happened that meditation, and particularly transcendental meditation, offers a wonderful, easy, simple, not necessarily easy, but simple way of doing so. And this way is mantra. For a long time, when I've heard word mantra, I was kind of on the fence. I always associated with some magic word that people sell in order to convince you that this is something that will transform your life on its own. But after doing some research and reading, I've realized that actually word mantra comes from two Sanskrit words. Man means mind and tra means tool. So translating word mantra into plain English would be tool for the mind. And in this meditation and this session, I will invite you to treat mantra as such, as the tool for the mind. And in this particular context, I will invite you to treat mantra as a tool to center your mind, to get a short distance from the compulsive thinking, from overreacting, from the stories that your mind pushes on you sometimes unconsciously. And the power of mantra, what I also want to invite you to is do some creative work. And if you can see my first comment that I posted, I gave you a couple of syllables that would allow you to, if you don't have one, to create your own mantra, to create your own tool that hopefully by practice would open the space and create a headspace in your mind. So how does it work? It's very simple. You combine any of the two syllables I gave you, and to the effect of getting something like, say the two syllables is ser, ring, da, o, ra, dun, she, lum. So this will have the idea behind this is create something that has no particular meaning, something that our mind cannot really attach in any shape or form, but in the same sense has a rhythmic and pleasant quality. So I would say Dalum would be a great mantra, or Rao, or Sharing. So you can, I hope you catch my drift here when I say that we are creating something that will help us in the least intrusive way to feel the intellectual part that is always that creates story, that produces thoughts or puts us on the path to creating scenarios, and do something that help us focus our mind on something that is very benign, at the same time explore the essence of being, which is outside of the mind chatter. So how does it sound? I hope this is going to be an enjoyable journey, because as I said at the beginning, mind is something that frequently gets in the way of our well-being. And there is an old saying that states that your mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. If you allow your mind to roam free in your consciousness, what you may find is that very often you end up drained. You end up losing your vital energy that is consumed by this inner chatter and the inner dialogue. And on top of that, when it's supported by the active work of the inner critic. So what I want you to invite you today to is just that, is to try, if you haven't tried a mantra meditation or transcendental meditation, is to use combination of any of those two syllables to help you to center yourself. And as the name of the techniques indicates, it's a transcendental meditation. What we try to do in this meditation is to transcend the overactive mind, and through that see what lies underneath, what is hidden when mind steps aside, when mind is preoccupied with processing those benign, meaningless words of mantra. Let's see what's underneath. Okay, let's see if we have any questions with regarding to mantra today. Miriam says that she uses mantra Hamsa after reading Eat, Pray, Love. Absolutely. If that's something that that is useful for you, do it. But something that I want to mention to you before we start is that mantra on its own does not have any magical properties. It's simply a tool that only can work when you take it in your hands and start using it in an appropriate way. This is the most important part of it. Do not attach any meaning or significance to those words because, as I try to prove, they don't have any particular meaning. And they should not have, because if they do, your mind quickly create a story around it. And that's exactly what we try to avoid. And in the mantra meditation, we try to transcend the mind that normally gets in the way of the being. So when you use the word, when you use mantra in your meditation, try to do it kindly and carefully and slowly. Get into the rhythm of it. But at some point, what you may notice is that mantra may drop off because you no longer need it. Your mind already will be centered more around your being rather than doing the mantra. And that's the time when you drop off mantra and you enjoy the moments of stillness when your mind is centered. Single point consciousness, if you want this metaphor. If you achieve that, the tool is no longer needed. You achieved your goal and you can simply stay within that state of being and enjoy it. Be present. And then it is likely that at some point you may be distracted, or your mind once again will take on its usual pattern and the inner chatter start. And then you use your tool once again to bring yourself to the center as gently as possible. Nima says that Alma Om works very well for me, but it's one syllable. It helps to center my mind. Nima, if that's something that works for you, absolutely use it. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, Om, I think, is one of the vows that is one of the oldest mantras ever. So by all means, feel free to use that. Third Dream says, phenoms that resonate. Vowels and nasal phenoms are good. Yeah, absolutely. When it comes to using any tool, you want to use it with pleasure. If one mantra feels better over the other, absolutely use this. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you use. It doesn't really matter. It's just a tool that you use to achieve a certain state of mind, or even saying better, a tool that you use to transcend mind, and once again to come back to yourself, to the more state of being. Alan says, my meditation teacher in New York uses Soham. Absolutely. Yeah, Soham has a good sound to it. Use it. Absolutely. Great idea. Okay, so perhaps now I will change something today, and I will try to actually add music to our meditation, and hopefully that is going to be beneficial to all of us. So I'm going to do a quick sound test, if I may, and I will ask you if you hear the music. So maybe for a moment, just tell me, how's the level of music? Can you hear it? Beautiful. Fantastic. Okay. So let us jump right into it and put into practice everything I talked about. And perhaps at the end of the session, you will share your experience with mantra, with using tool for the mind and how it worked for you. Always at the beginning of the meditation, you start by setting an intention. Intention towards which you'll be working diligently, working persistently and patiently. And the intention behind today's practice is to center your mind, to bring yourself from the state of mind chatter to state of being. And let's see how it will work for you when you use mantra. So right now, I will ask you to make yourself feel at ease. Sit in a way that you feel comfortable. So all the aspects of the bodily sensations that may calm any discomfort, you take it away for now, and we'll be able to focus on the inner works, on the being level. Wonderful. So you may take a couple of deeper breaths as you settle down. I usually rest my feet on the floor and my hands in my lap. Sometimes, if I feel particularly tense, I roll my shoulders and drop them away from my ears. And this is my starting point of this exploration, during which you will try to see how to and learn how to use the tool of mantra for the benefit of your own and benefit of all in this group. Allow your eyes to close. And recognize right now that you are safe, secure, and protected. That everything is ready to begin your exploration. And however you feel, this is a great point to start. Start going within. And as you breathe in and breathe out, begin slowly and gently repeating the mantra in your head. If it helps, you may synchronize those two syllables with the rhythm of your breath. Reciting your mantra gently, softly. Making yourself familiar with the method, particularly if you use this mantra for the first time. Thich Nhat Hanh always invites his students to put a gentle smile on their faces as they practice, to highlight that this is a joyful experience. This may require effort on your part, but it is indeed a joyful effort that you make towards your own well-being and well-being of all of us who sit here, and all of those who will benefit from your peace of mind. And as your mind is preoccupied with mantra, there are things start happening in the background. You may experience initial sense of relaxation, start settling down in your body. Keep repeating your mantra. And within that space, it may happen that your mind wanders. And this is absolutely natural because your mind may be still active, trying to come to the surface. And that's absolutely normal. Your only job here, that all your effort should go into recognizing the mind wandering and then bringing yourself back through the tool of mantra, back to the stillness of the moment. And I'm here always to hold the space for you, to bring you back to your intention every time you find yourself lost in your thoughts. Now it's time to return. Bring your mind to your senses. Start reconnecting with sense of touch, your feet on the floor, your hands in your lap. Bring to awareness the sound of music, the sound of my voice. And before we finish, express your gratitude, first of all, to yourself for this wonderful time, for the effort that you made towards knowing yourself better, towards finding what there is outside of your mind. Give thanks to all the meditators who co-created the space in which you can find yourself better. Now add some physical movement. Wiggle your toes, move and stretch your fingers. Coming back more and more to the outside reality. Slowly and gently tilt your head to the left, feeling muscles on the right side of your neck stretching and flexing. Tilt your head to the right, feeling the muscles on the opposite side of your neck. Bring your head back to the center and let us take one deep cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when you're ready, open your eyes and welcome back. Okay, so how was your experience with mantra? For me, it is always an experiment. I don't frequently practice with mantra, but when I do, on those occasions, it certainly see the power of that mind tool that I'm using. And it helps me quickly and effectively to bring myself to the center. Simply because when I recite mantra in my head, there's not much more capacity for my mind to do anything else. So as long as I'm reciting mantra, I am in the present moment. And I'm start being slowly aware of the other things that are happening. So how did you go? Tracy says, I don't know, everyone feels this out, but I could hear my mantra simultaneously. Sorry, I'm losing simultaneously with a lot of other thoughts and mind drifting. That's beautiful. That's a great way of feeling the mantra. Thought Dream says, really helped me with the inner chatter. Fantastic. It means that the tool was applied in the right way and it worked. Amanda, lovely. A challenge to keep an intention in mind, though, while repeating a mantra. Well, when you practice Transcendental Meditation, you try to focus all your attention on mantra and don't be concerned with what it works. You set the intention at the beginning, and then you just focus your attention on the mantra itself, and don't be concerned with what's happening in the background. And then if you practice the mantra for long enough, you may or may not notice within the one session that we just did that some other things are happening, right? Or you experience some stillness. So it is a process. It takes time and effort, and it does not always work instantaneously. But with enough effort, it certainly will work eventually. Tracy says, my mind seems like it can have 3 canvas at once. That's multi-layered nature of all experiences. That's beautiful that you can be aware of all those layers. Eva, thank you. I found that it's easier to quiet my mind when I have a mantra that means something to me rather than one without a meaning. Well, if that's something that works for you, by all means. At the end of the day, what is important is not the tool itself, but the outcome that tools brings to your awareness, which is the stillness of the mind. Miriam says, I found that imagining the world written out at the same time helped me not thinking about something else, even if I drift quite a few times. Wonderful. Thank you for that comment. Cass, the mantra became very quiet as my mind quietened. Mantras definitely helped my internal chatter settle down. So this is something that when you continue using mantra, that's what happens. Mantra eventually drops out. The mantra as a tool is no longer needed. You can simply enjoy the stillness of the mind and everything that arises from underneath a still mind. So that's a beautiful comment. I think all of you did great. That was absolutely a wonderful experience, and I'm very grateful for you joining me in this session. I very much appreciate it. I also want to thank Insight Timer for making that possible. I've noticed that you make quite a few donations, for which I'm very grateful. And I also want to mention that donate only if you find something useful for yourself during those sessions. Those sessions are designed in the way I'm making my best effort to bring something that is of value to you. And only then you may consider supporting me in the way that you choose to. But it's important, this is a exchange. And whatever you offer to me, it was given to you in the form of my offering. That's the nature of exchange of energy, whether it happens in as a monetary exchange or as an exchange of teaching, whatever. This is very important for you to know. And also, I'm always very grateful for your support, whether it's support by sending your comments, your messages. I really appreciate that. And on that note, I always want to mention that we have a wonderful circle going on Insight Timer where you can ask all the questions you like. So please join if you feel like keeping up to date with everything that is happening within the group of my students. It's simply called Tomic Circle, and it's on Insight Timer. I will try to publish this meditation as the other live sessions on my YouTube channel. So if you missed this session or part of it, that's where it's going to be either today or tomorrow. And feel free to tune in and subscribe to my channel. If you want to keep up with my work, I always invite you, and you feel free to go to Insight Timer, go to my profile, click the follow button and the bell button to get notified every time I publish something new or I announce a new live session. Okay. I'd like to thank all of you once again for being with me during that session and for practicing with me. And I look forward to connecting with you and practicing you next time. So stay tuned, and until next time, bye-bye.